Hi, I'm Donna R. Madden, author, book lover, and your host of Books, Banter, and Beyond, the podcast for everyone who believes in the power of stories, the people who create them, and the communities that celebrate them. Whether you're a reader, a writer, or someone who just loves everything bookish, this is your space. Welcome. Everyone, welcome back to Books, Banter, and Beyond. I'm Donna Madden, your host, but it is Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month, and so we have
Tuesdays with Tonia.
Now, as you can tell, it's not only Tonia and I. For those of you who are not watching on YouTube, we have alien eye headbands on.
Now, Donna feels that these are from Toy Story. I think there's Monsters Inc.
I don't know.
But we have 5 eyeballs. And you have 7.
Oh.
Yep, contacts.
Okay, I have 7. I'm already crying and we haven't even really started yet. Okay.
It has been an adventure for us the last 48 hours.
Yes, it has. So we had to smush this in really quickly so that way we can get it out on Tuesday. Smoosh it in. All right. So today we're going to do something different. Tonia's in charge today. She is the host. She is hosting moi.
I am.
You are.
I am. And we were talking about different things this week, and it come up that we have not talked about you.
I guess not.
You know?
I'm talking to lots of other people. So
You are. And so, and you have a lot coming up.
I do. It is going to be a busy end of the year.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It is. And I'm really behind.
We're supposed to go to the beach.
At some
I
point.
think it's going to be a working beach trip.
Very much.
It'll be a working beach trip.
It will be.
But there has been a lot of things that I have learned through Donna's process. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about it today. And I've got some serious questions for her that we want to know. The nitty gritty.
Well, let's get started.
Now, you have been writing for quite a little while. I don't want to say quite a while. Would you consider yourself a new author?
Yes, I would.
How long have you been writing since? 2020?
More Than Enough came out in 2023, but I started writing it in 2019 when I taught creative writing.
Gotcha. Now, and you have 2 series.
I do.
Tell us that.
Okay.
Well, short and sweet.
Okay, short and sweet. More Than Enough is three books. That is my first series I wrote. It is more women's fiction with a touch of romance because each book, the female character, they're in their 20s and almost 30. But in each one of those, they go through some growth. But there is it's very deep in romance. Their closed door may be a 1 if on the heat level, but there's not much going on there. They're not clean by any means. But
Tell us about closed door.
Okay, that means that there's no sexy times on the page.
Not anything?
I don't think so. And if there is, it's very light. Like, honestly,
Heavy petting?
possibly.
Heavy petting.
Because I do know I have recently re-edited them. So to make them a little cleaner, it's something that if you have a 16, 17, 18-year-old daughter who wants to read adult books, but you don't want them to read total smut, my books would be great, especially with the themes that are in them. And then our Linda Valley series, there's the book club women that we meet in You Are Enough that hop on over to Linda Valley. Or Linda Valley is the typical small town romance. We have Sweet, the touch of spice. We have the interconnected friends, families, fun.
Are they closed door?
No. They are 2 to a 3 on the spice scale. They are open door, but they are not about that. They are about the plot. And then the sexy times just adds something to the plot of the stories.
Now, you said that the spice scale. Now, I think that the spice scale is inaccurate.
Yes, you and I talk about that all the time.
You know, I have read a dark romance, and that spice is wow.
Well, and that's the thing. I think there needs to be, it needs to be separated, because contemporary romance does not need to be compared to dark romance.
Right.
And dark romance, from what I don't read it, but from what I've been told, there's different levels of dark romance.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would say I write contemporary romance, I'm a level 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a contemporary romance person, you're going to know what that means. But if I write dark romance and I'm a level 4, that's going to be a lot of trigger warnings. But comparing them both needs to, in my opinion, go away and be something different. Yeah.
Because it's really, I've read both, and both have strong stories, a well-written,
right.
Dark romance has a story, but it's just,
it's just dark.
And it's more than I like, but I am friends with people that love it.
Right, and that's why I really think there needs to be a difference. Contemporary romance, which would include the small town, the billionaire, the just regular love stories, and even historical can be thrown in there. And, but yet with like the More Than Enough series would be, this one would probably be a half of a Chili Pepper, where You Are Enough might be a 1, but then you get into Orlinda Valley, which if we're still on the contemporary romance scale, that would be a 2 to a 3.
Oh yeah.
You know, depending on the book. But then if you're comparing them to dark romance, they'd all be a 1. But then but then that's false for people who don't like
that much of. And you know what? That's how they should look. Let's do this.
Let's start something right now.
Right. Intense romance or intense spice. Right?
Well, to say dark romance and contemporary.
Right. And give them separate.
Absolutely. Because there's a difference. I mean, hunting Adeline.
Yes.
That shouldn't be compared to my book. It's a dark romance.
It is. And it is, I've read both of them, Hunting and Haunting. And it shocked me. It did. And I had to put it down for a bit. But then my friends were like, have you finished it? Have you finished it? Once I got past a certain point of, okay, I'm shocked and I can carry on, the story did get much better. I liked it much more. And I wasn't so shocked at what happened. You get me? Mm-hmm. So would I read that again? Probably not. Just like being a horror for the first time.
We are.
With the lights on.
See, but that's the thing, is that like horror.
You have to reach.
Right. But horror genre isn't going to be compared to contemporary romance. Yeah. It's different. So dark romance and contemporary are totally different genres.
Right.
Why are we comparing them all?
In the same chili pepper or chili factor, hot spiciness thing. That I mean, we could do a whole segment.
Oh my gosh, we could.
On the chili
that's
pepper.
Not what we're going to.
And that's what we're going to do that. But
maybe we'll.
But I think it's important when you separate your two series, because from here on out, I want us to focus on the Orlinda Valley series. All right. Because you have 4 books currently. The 5th one is coming out. Well, you have written it, the 5th one.
Yes, it's going through revisions, and I have 2 novellas coming out this year also in the Orlinda Valley series.
So we want to focus on that because I got a lot of questions to ask you about.
Let's get started. Let's go. Ask away. Ask away. I have an open book. I will answer any questions you throw out there unless I choose not to.
Okay.
And I'll say skip.
Do I get to say skip?
No.
Okay.
I'm in charge here. You do what I say.
All right. So we're going to... See, this is the process that I have to do.
Okay, today is you, though. So it's my podcast. You are in charge. That's why we're wearing these alien eyeballs.
I know. And let us know what you think about the alien eyeballs.
Is it Toy Story or is it Monsters Inc.?
It's, okay. All right.
We have no clue.
And you know what?
We don't even know.
I can't remember where it.
We're just wearing them.
And
it's the wow factor.
Right.
You
It's
get a
to
wow?
stop and say, look at these two fools.
That's right.
These idiots. So I do want to let you know that if you follow Donna on Book Talk TikTok, you notice these new fancy things we have here. We're trying them out. And we had to call my family to figure out
how to work a microphone. What does grain
mean? How do you get it in and out?
So hopefully it sounds good because we're not redoing it. Anyway, let's get to
that was our process.
There you go.
All right. Now, you have some interesting characters in your books.
Okay.
And tell us about your male characters. They're all delicious. Okay,
that is her favorite word. Delicious.
Delicious. I mean, up one side and down the other, like a. You know, when you were a kid and you liked to go to Dairy Queen and get the swirly ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you would just lick it till. I mean, till it was on.
There you go. And you know, there's 4 sides to an ice cream cone, and I have four men.
Look.
So there you go. Well, there's going to be a 5th one.
There's going to be a 5th one.
And there's 2 more. So yeah. That analogy does not really work because, anyway.
These men, Kai, and
Kai is in No One But You. That is book 1.
How did you get that luscious piece of meat to be so fresh? So, what is it? He doesn't think she's absolutely a sane asylum because she's arguing with a cow on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, that is on the first pages of the first chapter, and the scrumptious, I can just, if you close your eyes and you hear this truck pulling up behind you, close your eyes, and you hear the crunching of tires on gravel pulling up behind you, and you hear the truck door open. Now you pop open your eyes and look back and go, oh my God.
There's this guy coming in dirty work boots and jeans with paint splatter and the backwards baseball hat.
And a package poking in the front.
That's right. And what did that cow ever do to you? So
how did you get him?
I don't remember. I mean, that's been so long ago. That is a great question. I wish you would have asked me this ahead of time so I could have thought about it.
I'm supposed to ask you ahead of time.
Oh, it's supposed to be spontaneous and organic. That's what I told you.
Is it after your husband? I can't read any more books if you say yes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
But your husband feels that
yes. Okay. We're moving on. So let's talk about Kai. Kai is a complex character because he comes at you like he is what he is. You know, he is
open.
Yes.
To be so.
And you think that he just came from a wonderful background because he's so loving and he's so welcoming and he's so friendly, and he absolutely just jumps right into life in a small town, being the outsider. And the small town
fun.
Yes, and the small town grabs onto him and he just is a part of it until his past comes back and you find out that there's a whole background to Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the real world, if people grew up the way Kai grew up, you may not get the person that Kai is, especially when you've been through all that he has. And that's, I don't know, that's what,
giveaway.
Right, but that's what makes Kai so awesome, because he's so willing to love Cora and be helpful.
But you would think that he would have a difficult time accepting or even just agreeing to disagree with all the craziness that he is, that's brushed upon him. So he's so different from your second book, male character.
And you know what's great about Cora and Kai is that Kai is not from Orlinda Valley, and he's the, let me think real quick, he is the only male character so far in the books that is not originally from Orlinda Valley.
That is so true.
But he meshes so well, and he and Cora become like the main couple throughout the books.
Well, and I think
they're always there.
Because you wouldn't think that his heart would be as open and willing to grow.
Yeah,
based on his history.
Absolutely.
I love Kai.
And throughout the series, because I mean, they're not in each book a whole lot because it's not about them anymore, but you see Kai throughout the books.
And you see their growth.
Yes. And it's just wonderful. Now, book 2, we have Jameson.
Okay. Book 2's title,
No Love Like Yours.
And he's another hot one. Okay, our friend Peggy,
oh my gosh,
loves Jameson. And you wouldn't think that, from my standpoint, you wouldn't think that he would be a take control kind of guy in the bedroom. Based on
how sweet he is.
Sweet, and just what he's been through, and how you have developed him to our hearts bleed in the first several pages.
Yeah.
And you have to hold it together, and you automatically fell in love with him.
And you know, I've never experienced, or no one in my family has ever experienced what Jameson experienced. Because, just so you guys know, Jameson's a single father, and you know from page 1 that he lost his wife years ago. And he's been raising their daughter, Darcy, by himself as a single dad. And
that's a whole nother subject.
Yes.
Kids.
And chapter 1, it's the anniversary of her death. Mm-hmm. And so it, you know, from the get-go, you see a very vulnerable Jameson. And you see his daughter, who is 5 years old, who is taking care of her dad.
Yes, yes.
And then you meet his family, who happens to still be in Orlinda Valley, come over to support him. Mm-hmm. And it's so much
beautiful.
Fun. It is. It's beautiful. That's
it
beautiful.
Is family taking care of family and just being there.
Yeah.
You know, just being there. But how did you... I mean, he's stud muffin packaged as well.
Well, you know, I think all women want that man who is strong. But come on, there's nothing sweeter than a man who is great with a child. Is there?
No,
a hot man,
sweeter.
A hot man who is great with a child melts women's hearts.
Absolutely.
And he is an amazing single dad.
He is.
He puts his daughter first all the time. And everything he does, because he's scared to put his heart back out there because he doesn't want her hurt.
Yeah. And it's the anniversary of his wife's death. And Jameson is still thinking that he's letting everyone down. He can't get the laundry done. He can't keep the dishes out of the sink. He's getting, Darcy to gymnastics. He's getting her to preschool and all that. And he doesn't realize he's seen that all around his whole life. There's always laundry in that basket. Yeah. There's dishes to be done. But he has put so much weight on himself. Mm-hmm. You know, but he can also put you up on the side of the wall, too.
Yeah, you can. That's probably the sweetest first line of all my books. I love that first sentence.
Well, wait a minute. Let's get it.
I love that first sentence because it shows you Jameson right there. It says in chapter 1, it says, There's nothing good about being a single dad with a 5-year-old, except for the ability to piss in my own bathroom without a wife nagging me to put the seat down. Though I'd do anything, even put the seat down every time, if I could hear Carly's nagging just once more.
Yeah. And I have chill bumps on me.
Me too.
Even on my butt.
Okay, well,
I'm going down my legs.
Okay. But anyway, that's the first
But
line.
that's Peggy's favorite.
It is.
I mean, she stands by, what do you call him? What's the dog name?
What's the dog name?
Well, you know, the breed.
Oh, Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever.
Yes. But he's
not as Golden Retriever. He'd be more like.
And that's basically all we can talk about with that book, because then Lily comes back and she's a single mom, and
we get to the girls,
all that. So anyway,
I want it. I just
okay. Let's go to book 3 then.
I want to know
my favorite. My favorite is book 3.
Okay. Book 3
is Rowan.
And I'm going to tell you, he is more than delicious. He's lickalicious.
Yes, he is Jameson's little brother. There's 3 of them.
I mean.
And Rowan comes home from the army.
Yeah.
And for his cousin's wedding. And he is just so much fun. And Rowan, Rowan, my husband was in the military. Rowan is fun. Rowan is not immature, but he's all about fun, but at the same time there's a vulnerability to him.
Rowan has a foul mouth and I love it.
Okay, so we have Rowan, who he comes home for his cousin's wedding and he's all about fun. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And he knows why he's there. And he is not scared to put his feelings out there.
Or put her in the shower wall.
There you go. I mean, if you want, but yeah, at the same time, he's vulnerable. He puts his feelings out there, knowing that his best friend may not reciprocate because he knows her better than anyone, and he knows her faults, but he does it anyway because he's home and he has to.
Now, his best friend is Summer, and Summer grew up with him.
I thought we weren't talking about the girls yet.
I know, but you got to get the dish. You got to tell Summer how to get to his mama.
What?
The book club girls.
Oh, yeah. Well, Summer is Cora's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Cora, Summer, Darlene, who is the third girl who's her best friend. Rowan and Trevor all grew up together at the same age, same grade in Orlando Valley, and they did everything together.
Trouble together, swim together, everything together. So you got this group.
And Summer, throughout the series, you fall in love with her because she's just snarky. She's a beautician. She is. She's a hairstylist. That's your perfection. But
beautiful.
She's just awesome. And throughout the series, you hear them say things like, what does Rowan think about this? Mm-hmm. Have you talked to Rowan lately? Because Rowan's been the only one who's ever been able to handle her.
Right.
Throughout their life. And it all comes to a head when he comes home and he's promised that he could stay in this house. And he walks in this little 1-bedroom bungalow, and he walks in, he puts his bags down, he gets a drink of water, and there's someone singing in the shower.
Badly.
Yeah. And
I love that part.
And Summer was promised that she could stay there because her house is getting some renovations done. And so she comes out of the shower wrapped in a towel, and bam, there's Rowan. And even though they're best friends, the banter and the snarkiness between them at that moment is awesome. And then it just starts. Because
they had been FaceTiming.
Oh, yeah.
And the banter between them.
I mean, she's standing in a towel, dripping wet.
And this gorgeous.
She walks out, and this guy who no one should be there in her mind.
Who she secretly loved. Mm-hmm. Without telling anybody, but all her friends knew.
Yeah.
But again, Rowan is this massive piece of meat that. Yeah. I mean, I'd jump him.
Okay. And then of course we go to Lance.
Well, we can go to Lance, but there's a rogue rooster.
We're talking about the men, not the books.
No.
Okay, because then we
men.
go to Lance.
Okay, let me ask you about this. We meet Lance.
Well, we meet Lance.
Lance.
Well, no, he's a side character
in there. Mm-hmm. We've met him. He's snippy. He's all that.
He's Jameson's best friend. So he's been in No Love Like Yours, and so but yet not a lot until No Place Like Home.
And and you've grown to not really care for him.
Yeah.
Because of his mouth, and you just don't like him.
Right.
He's
so
not somebody you.
Oh yeah. But Lance grew up in Orlando Valley, and he was a football star. He and Jameson were football stars when they were in school, and
now
then Lance went off to college, and he came back. He teaches, and he's the football coach.
Yeah.
And Jameson coaches with him. But so Lance he's still single, and he doesn't have any kids, so he's in Orlando Valley. He is the everything of Orlando Valley. So women are always all over him.
All over him.
He doesn't have a big head, but he
knows he's hot.
Yeah. And he flaunts it. And that's what you've seen.
Flirts.
Yes. And that's what you've seen throughout the series. And then in No Heart But Yours, he meets his match, but yet that's him and Susie. Susie's Kai's sister. And yeah, we see a part of Lance that you probably didn't really know existed. Lance is there. He is a protective hero. And we just see a side of him.
When you told me that Lance and Peggy was going to be the main character of this book, I was like, no way. I can't stand that boy. I mean, I was like, no way. I'm not.
Well, no. He's not one that you want to see a book of, because he's not very likable. But did he?
I love him now.
Yeah.
And I can't. That's your writing. Because even when I was proofing, I was like, oh, man. Oh. And I started out not wanting to like him. I was going to try every way to say, change the name.
But you know what? That is funny. I'm glad you said that, because this just shows you, like, people ask about writing and where you come up with ideas. No Heart But Yours started out with Susie and Trevor.
Now, we haven't talked about how everybody knows Trevor.
Okay, but hold on. Mm-hmm. It started out with Susie and this other character who's been in throughout all the books. And I was, 25,000 words into it? And it wasn't going. I was like, Tonia, it's not going anywhere.
It's not, yeah.
There's no conflict. There's no angst. There's no nothing. So at 25,000 words, I stopped writing and started again and chose Lance. And rewrote all 25,000 words. And it worked.
It did. I'm going to have to tell you, it really did. And Lance has turned out to be, I mean,
it's so sweet.
He got his counterpart is so sweet. Is so, I wouldn't say she's not pure, but she is pure.
Yeah,
she's been protected.
Yeah, I just love it. And so that's the four boys.
That's the four boys. Now, who is your most favorite?
Yeah, I hate that question of my most, but I'll answer it. Probably Rowan, because I just love how he and Summer are the most fun characters to write, because they will just say anything. And like I'm writing, in book 5, it's about his best friend.
Mhm.
And so he's like a 31-year-old child, you know, and
Rowan?
being a mom of 3 boys, and then I have a husband. He's just a typical man. He's all about being focused. He's all about loving his woman, but yet fun is first.
Fun is always first with Rowan.
You know, and he's fun to write, and in my mind, he's probably the hottest one. But I don't know. They're all pretty darn hot.
Yeah,
but
well, you know, he's the hot. I will have to say that the banter is always great in any one of these books.
Yeah.
The sting,
going back to that spice level,
it goes up.
well, sort of. In the first one,
Well,
there's like a couple spicy scenes in there, but it's still probably about a 2.
Mhm.
And then No Love Like Yours is probably about, because there's a couple, maybe 2 spicy scenes in there. It's
There's
about a 2.
just a couple in
Yeah.
each, right?
And then it gets a little bit hotter
oh,
in No Place Like Home, but it's still not above a 3. And then this one here is a slow burn.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
you couldn't.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
just have a wham bam thing.
exactly. And I know that you kept saying, "Oh my gosh, you got to get there, got to get there." I'm like, I can't get there until it's necessary, Tonia. That's just how it is. So it is a slow burn. It's awesome. So that's what, you know, that's why you can't compare contemporary romance to dark romance.
Yeah.
Because it's not, it's like comparing contemporary romance, the plot, to a horror. They're not the same.
I just, you know, when somebody tells me it's contemporary romance, I'm like, okay, it's today's romance.
Yes, that's what contemporary.
Whereas just romance is
a huge area. There can be cozy romance, or there can
fantasy.
be fantasy romance. There can be historical romance, dark romance. There can be anything like that. So that's a huge thing. It's not just romance.
Now, the men in your books fall first.
95%, maybe yes,
100%.
Yes. They do.
The Orlinda Valley series, they fall first.
And then except for More Than Enough, which is totally different. And Your Love Is Enough and You Are Enough, they do too.
But the women, and these men are strong.
Oh yeah.
These men are strong men, you know. But Cora, Summer, Lily, and Susie
All hold their own.
they're not vulnerable
Oh no.
in any way.
No. I like to call I have Guys Who Fall First and Sassy Women.
Sassy women. Yeah. Determined women.
They're sassy, they're determined, they're strong, they know what they want to do, and they want someone to support them. And that's what they're looking for.
They want their
To support them, like be their partner in life and support them. Because Cora, she's a teacher, she's a professional. Lily, she just came home after a divorce, and she's looking to what do I do now? She has no clue because her ex-husband kept her from having a life. So she has to find herself, and she needs someone who will help her do that. And then Summer, well, she's Summer. No one's going to control Summer, not even a darn rooster. And then there's Susie, who comes into town a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
And she has to figure out what she's going to do now that she's in town. And she doesn't want someone to be her savior. She wants someone to, again, be with her.
So, and Kai talking about his sister, in book 1, we took her as an innocent.
Yeah, that is true.
As we moved on through the books, we've learned that she's a teacher and that she is off on her own.
Because she's a small little blur.
And then she comes to visit, and we're thinking this quiet, mousy, just not very boisterous or anything, but turns out
she takes charge when she has to.
Humor took over helping with something.
Something.
And then telling Lance that he's going to have to work for it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's one that evolved over time.
Yeah. And because of her big brother seeing her as one way,
as the baby girl,
yes, that he has had to always help and
baby
protect her, then we meet her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, we've really gone over a lot about this Orlinda Valley series. You do have the 5th book coming out
in November. It's on pre-order right now on Amazon eBooks or on my website for paperback.
So you can go on to Amazon and pre-order it now for just the ebook. And your website is
DonnaRmadden.com.
Okay. You got other stuff on your website shop too.
Oh, I do.
You know,
lots of fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff. I mean, if you drink coffee, like 99.89% of Americans, there's a coffee cup on there with a rooster, and I just want to say that the rooster is my favorite, and he is a beautiful cock.
Yes, he is.
It's a coffee cup that you need. It's a coffee cup you need to take to work with you. There you go. I love that cup.
Okay, I couldn't do that. I'm a teacher, but a nurse could do it.
Like, get down.
I couldn't do it.
Anyway. Now, can you tell us about book 5 a little bit? Give us a preview. Come on.
Okay.
Because I can't.
I know you can't. But I mean, it's the blurb is out there, the cover's out there. Book 5 is Trevor's book. Okay.
Tell us about Trevor. We have been skipping over.
I know. Trevor is everyone's favorite. Trevor's everyone's favorite bartender / fireman. But we don't see him as the fireman in the series because he has been injured, but he is one of the owners of Jerry's Pub, which is a pub that is in every book. It's where everyone in the town hangs out. It is the fun place to be, whether you're with your family for a hamburger or hanging out with your friends for a drink and a game of cornhole or volleyball after work on the weekend.
Tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fun at Jerry's Pub. And Trevor is the bartender.
It's not a bar.
It's not a bar. It's a pub. It's a pub. And Trevor is part of that group. Darlene, Summer, Cora, Kai, and Rowan all grew up together. Now, you find out quickly that Cora and Trevor dated all through high school until she left for college and broke up with him. He never really dated anyone because he has always had his heart on Cora until Kai comes into town. Then he realizes he's got to move on. But he's not the love struck, and he's a strong guy who is so much fun. And he's all about Orlinda Valley. Yeah. So he gets his book, and he owns a cattle farm because it was his grandfather's and it was willed to him. So he lived there. He was raised by his grandparents, and he owns his cattle farm. And he now in book 5, he's finally back at the fire station. So he's a fireman, and in his spare time, he still works at Jerry's Pub.
Yeah.
And so he's doing all this. He is a main person in Orlinda Valley. Everyone knows him.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him. And he's like he's seen as the golden child. Like Rowan jokes about he's the golden child of Orlinda Valley.
He's not,
because everyone loves him.
Yes.
And he's fun. And then Gianna comes into town. You meet Gianna, and you don't meet her ever, but you hear of her in book 2. She is Lily's friend who was there and Lily and Madeline's support when she went through her divorce.
Yeah.
And Gianna is Lily's best friend from the city, from New York. And so Gianna comes to town, and for reasons that you'll get to understand in the book, she's a big city girl.
Like big city Nashville?
Big city New York. And
because there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Big city Nashville, big city New York.
And she comes, the opening scene, Trevor had just gotten off of work. He's at the Quick Mart, and he goes inside for a biscuit and a coffee, and Chuck's the older man who owns it, are talking, and this Mercedes pulls up, and Trevor's eyes are like right there. And this,
what just jumped out of this Mercedes?
yes, and this woman comes walking in all high and mighty because there's horse shit on the ground, and who the hell rides a horse to town, and why is there shit in the middle of the parking lot? I broke my neck. And Chuck just laughs at her and is like, honey, this is Orlinda Valley, step around it. And that's the opening scene of book 5. And Trevor and her go head to head because she's just big city, and she looks at him, and he's wearing his cowboy boots and jeans and an Orlinda Valley Fire Department t-shirt, and she's just looking down her nose at him.
But she does look in the rearview mirror.
She does. And, then later on, she goes out to the car, and I don't know if you guys know, but if you're, sometimes you just don't know how to pump gas if you're from the northern areas.
Right, because they are fully employed people to pump the gas for you.
She doesn't really drive in New York City, so, it is what it is. And so she's out there, and he has to come help her pump her gas. And it's just, it's fun. It's fun from the get-go. And so it's just opposites attract, fish out of water romance where Gianna has to really dig deep to figure out what she really wants with her life
and her mental health.
Yes, this is one where she is a lawyer, and her dad is African American, her mom is white. She comes from Connecticut. Comes from a very wealthy family, and she was in all the rich schools and stuff, but she goes to New York after law school to try to get on her own feet. She wants to succeed because of her talent and her talent. Not because of being a woman, not because of being black, not because of any of these. She wants to be seen for her. And being under her dad's shadow and her mom's shadow all her life, and then just all this stuff. And so she puts a whole lot of pressure on her.
Because she's a beautiful, intelligent woman.
Yes, and she's working in
man's world.
Right.
Corporate, whatever.
Corporate law. And so she really, really, really puts a lot of pressure on herself until her parents, stuff happens, her parents pull her home, and she's told, you have to take a mental health break. And so
from a medical standpoint, when being told that by a medical professional, it's a must.
Right. And so now she has to do that, and it's very hard. And
she picks the perfect place to go.
And she goes to visit Lily for reasons that you have to read to find out.
Now,
but it's going to be, it is Nowhere But Here.
Nowhere But Here by Donna R. Madden.
It'll be out November. Pre-order
now on Amazon, the ebook,
or on my website. Yes.
We do a lot of book fairs and sipping shops and book signings, vendor booths. What do you like? What gives you the biggest high
from doing those?
Yeah. What is your biggest when do you pat yourself on the back? Because you never pat yourself on the back. I mean, what makes you just smile?
Ask me answer, because
I know, and
all the time.
Say it.
When a reader comes up to me who has read my books and is so excited and loves the characters and wants to meet me and just talk about books. That is really cool. When a stranger, not a friend, not a family member, but a stranger has read my books, and it has happened everywhere we've gone. At least once.
Oh yeah. And who I have been with you now at 3 sipping shops. That's just one vendor event that we do here in Orlinda.
Twice a year.
Yep. And there are these women that come back.
Yes. They come, There's a
Because your face
I do
does not lose that
I
smile.
know. I don't know these women. I don't know them. And I've just met them over the 2 years, almost 3 years we've been doing this. And because of how the Sip and Shop falls, I always have a new book at some point.
Yeah.
And the group of them come to get my new book. They could get it anywhere, but they want to get it by me to let them know they want it signed, they want all this stuff. And they hunt me down at the Sip and Shop.
They crack me up.
They're so funny. And
because the last time they came, you had a new book and a novella. No, you had a new novella. The new book wasn't out yet. Mm-hmm. And they were like, and they brought someone new.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what are these novellas?
Yeah. And so it's just fun. And it never gets old because it's really weird. It's a weird feeling when someone comes up and talks about my characters like they're real.
They are.
That's like, it's like
you make them real. You make us escape into the valley, Orlando Valley, and find ourselves, if we're, wanting a hot dog, or if we're eating breakfast at the pharmacy, or if we're at the pub, or getting our nails done at the beauty shop. I mean, or even at the fire station. It's always something new in every one of your books, that the town that always is small town, but it seems to be getting bigger.
It does. It does.
It does.
Can
we expect a new addition to
there's some
Orlando Valley and new
characters? Well, there's some new characters coming into it, and then the coffee shop that's mentioned gets a really big attention in the novella that's coming out in September. It's called Cafe Mocha.
Oh, wait a minute.
September, we didn't know about this. September 15th, novella.
Oh, this is the rock novella.
Yes, this is the rock novella. And this is
collaboration.
Yes. I'm collaborating with 8 other authors, and all of our books have something to do with rock music and an alcoholic drink. Mine is called You Give Rum a Bad Name. And yes.
Wait a minute, you give cum a bad name?
No, rum. Rum. And Chance.
Don't edit that out, Emily.
And Chance Credence left Orlando Valley 10 years ago for fame and fortune.
Credence?
Yes.
Like Credence Stillwater Band? I can't. Why not?
Anyway, no.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, so Chance
Credence left Orlando Valley 10 years ago. And for fame and fortune, he comes back home after 1 or 2 famous songs and nothing else happened. The band broke up. He comes back to Orlando Valley. And the only place that he can get a job at is Jerry's Pub. The only issue is his ex-girlfriend Shannon is a server there.
Now, we know Shannon.
We know Shannon. We have met her. She's a server. And so they dated in high school and throughout college, a couple years in college before he left town. And now he's back in town. He's never lost feelings for Shannon. And Shannon absolutely can't stand him because he broke her heart.
Oh, well.
And,
and why is there rum in it?
Well, that's a good question. He used to always, her favorite alcoholic drink when she was younger was rum, anything made with rum. So he would make her all these fruity rum drinks. And he had a specialty called the Sunset.
Oh, so we got a new drink.
We do. And after he left, she no longer drank rum. She stopped because it made her think of him. Oh my God. So she stopped drinking rum, and that's where the title comes from.
This is Rock and
Spirit is the collaboration. And it's now my novellas, because there's also a Christmas novella coming out, they're going to be slightly spicier.
How spicy?
3.5. They're going to be slightly spicier. So for those of you who don't want more spice, just don't read the novellas. But for those of you who want more, no. And they're, like we just said, it's at Jerry's Pub. And Shannon is a server that she's been a side character, but we even get to see Tonia and Kay very briefly in the book.
Now,
So.
I was trying to pull the picture up, and I'm unable to pull that picture up. You didn't give us a spice level of your new book.
It's going to be a 3.
So it's hotter than the others.
Probably. Yes. Probably.
We like that.
Yeah.
Now, this collaboration.
You want to see?
Yeah.
There.
By Donna R. Madden, you give rum a bad name.
Yes.
Now, how long is this novella? 100 pages?
Probably. It's about, I'm still writing it. So it'll be about, no more than 25,000 words probably. So it'll be about 100 pages, a really quick 2-hour read or so.
And the other 8 books.
They're all novellas, and we're all separate. You can get them either. The only thing that's the same about them is that we're all having to do something with rock music, and an alcoholic beverage. And if you go to my book, it is linked to all the rest of them, so you can go ahead and just pre-order all of them.
And it's pre-order ebook.
Ebooks only, yeah.
Now,
but mine will be in paperback. They don't have to be, but mine will be in paperback.
And that's in September around the September the 10th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for your Christmas novella you just talked about, is that the collaboration with the same group?
It's a collaboration with a lot of the same authors, but not all.
Okay.
And all that is it has to have something to do with Christmas, and it has to have Christmas in the name.
Okay.
And that's all. That's not even started yet.
Gotcha.
So, I have an idea. It will be based in Orlando Valley, and it will be lightly based on either a character we've met already, or one that's coming into the series.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's just ever growing.
It is.
Orlando Valley is. Now,
and next year it's going to be growing other places. So yeah.
Oh. We're going to hit on that.
Okay.
Now, you have written 9 books.
Yeah.
That includes the novellas.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one piece of advice that you wish you had before you publish More Than Enough? That you wish someone in the business would have told you, something that a new author out there starting out, the best piece of advice that you could give her, the one thing that you wish you had?
The one thing I wish I had, because More Than Enough has gone through 3 edits, 3 since it's been out, 3 redos.
And is that because you're OCD?
No, that is because I skimped on editing for the first book. And for my very first book, I should have had something called a developmental editor. I have never done this before. Yes, I teach English, but writing and actual novels, much different than writing anything else. And a developmental, that is someone who would have gone through and given me tips on what was wrong with it. I just went right to a line editor. Her job is not to go through the plot of the book and tell me that it's not consistent, or her job was not to say, this isn't how we do this. Her job was just look at line by line, is the grammar correct?
So this plot editor, developmental editor, they
read it, and they're not giving you grammar changes. They're looking at the plot itself, as at the writing as a whole, and at some things like head hopping. Even though I'm a reader, I have read, I can't tell you how many books growing up. Head hopping is a thing.
What is head hopping?
I didn't know either. And you're a reader and you don't know. Head hopping is something that you do without thinking about it. And you've heard me. Every chapter has to be in one person's point of view.
Oh, that's yes.
And
yes.
there's so much head hopping in the first edition of this because it's in Elizabeth's point of view, but then maybe Jacob's in it, and then all of a sudden Jacob's thinking, and it gets very confusing.
Yes.
Who is doing the thinking? I didn't even know that was a thing because I've never
because who's
thought of
telling
it.
the story,
Right? And so that's why
hard to follow.
It is. But I wasn't told that because my line editor, it wasn't her job to do that.
He was reading and one outline
and focusing on the grammar and basic issues. Now, should she maybe have mentioned it? Yes.
She's an editor.
She's an editor. You would think so. But that's a developmental editor, but they're the most expensive editor. That's why they get skipped a lot because it's so in depth what they do. So something else you can do is find a writer whose books you like, who is a friend who might be able to read your book for you and give you those tips. Because that's most important, because then you can take it to your editor. And like now, I don't need a developmental editor. I have you and I go through the books and we really decide what needs to happen. And I clean it up as good as I can before I go to my editor. And so that's why
he just has me read it and see if it's flowing and I can follow it. And if I have questions, I don't worry anymore if I'm going to be like overstepping or anything, because her thought process is if I have a question, then somebody else is going to have a question.
Right.
And she's got to go back and look.
We do that a lot.
And sometimes she doesn't change anything.
But sometimes you ask a question. I find myself having to explain in depth why where that came from. And I'm like, stop. If you've read every one of my books, and if I have to explain something to you, then I have to write it in there somewhere. And that's why I tell you, if you have a question and you're not understanding it, you need to let me know. And then we can straighten it out, because that tells me I didn't write enough, because in my brain I thought I did. So the biggest thing is find someone who can really, really help you. And whether that's a friend who is definitely honest, because if you have a friend who isn't wanting to tell you the truth, then they're not a friend. But like Tonia here wants me to be successful, because we have a plan of retirement at the beach, and it's
and I'm gonna live in her basement.
Yeah, she might move up one day. It's gonna be a big basement, guys, a really, really large one. And
well, I gotta take my dog. Oh, and I gotta take your brother.
Yeah. But your dog and my dog, they're brother and sister, so it's okay. But so that's my biggest piece of advice.
And so you don't call me that though. You call me a beta reader.
Yeah.
So is a beta reader someone they should have that trust as well?
And trust, like I don't have beta readers except for you, because I don't want a stranger to have my book. But yes, because they're
invested.
Yes, there's someone, their job is to make sure it makes sense before it goes to the editor. So that's the thing. The beta readers need to make sure that they understand it's not complete.
Right.
It's not ready. They're not the advanced reader that get it right before to help with reviews. It's before it goes to the editor. It's going to be messy. Your job is to read it for the plot and to make sure it makes sense. And if you have any questions, let me know. That's a beta reader.
And find someone that loves that genre.
Yeah.
And loves that read. But tell them the truth.
Absolutely. And
even if your thought process is way out there, or if you write something on the page for them and it's answered 2 pages later or 2 paragraphs later, because I find that I forget, because I'm like, that is really good. That's great advice. Let's see. Now, we talked about your new book for the Orlando Valley series. We talked about the novellas that's coming out September, new book in November, the Christmas novellas in December. And I got a whole other page. Oh, on your rum rock series,
You give Rum a bad
you
name.
give rum a bad name. Are they gonna be from Orlando Valley?
Yeah.
All of them?
What do you mean?
Well, you're in the Christmas one. Are they going to be from Orlando Valley?
Yes. Those novellas are going to be linked to Orlando Valley.
Extended. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Loosely linked.
Now, and the spice level, we talked about that. What? All right. I read some different, tests, questions, and everything, and I think this is what had me so confused when you began your process on acronyms you'd use, like traditional publisher, indie, independent publisher. But now there's something else out there called hybrid. What more could there be between an indie publisher and
A trad.
a traditional trad and a hybrid?
Well,
I'm an idiot. Talk to me.
You're not an idiot.
Talk to me. What is that? Talk to me like I'm a 3-year-old.
Okay, I can do that. I'm good at that. But not that I talk to you like. Well, maybe I do. But okay. So if you're indie, independent authors have to. I write, I edit, I do the book covers, I format it, I do all the marketing. It's all me. It's
You're
my
responsible
business,
for all
everything.
that.
And traditional publishers, I write it and then you give it off to somebody else, and you don't have as much say over your cover or what's going in your book and all that kind of stuff.
And do they edit it out?
Yes.
Different parts that you may like?
I'm not real sure, but if they say it, if you want your money, if you want their backing, you'll follow that. Okay.
Okay.
But now there's hybrid, and hybrid is, and this is what's going on a lot in the indie world right now. And like, there's a couple authors who started out indie and then they did really, really well. And a publisher has come to them and said, we want your paperback rights. And so you can sign away your paperback rights, your audiobook rights, or even translation rights only. But keep your ebooks.
What if it's a hardback? That you're signing off a hardback,
Yeah,
right?
I guess
You're just signing away
but
your writing.
But like if someone ever came to me and said, Donna Madden, your writing is amazing. You're doing great on TikTok and all the places. You are just getting there. We want to publish you. I would say, I would talk to them. I would be very willing to give away the audiobook rights and the translation rights, because audiobooks, they're hard. They're expensive. Translation.
I have one
already, and I'm working on some more. And then translations are more expensive than I can ever do.
Okay.
But
Translates like
in German is huge, and it's not in the budget anytime soon.
Yeah.
But so there's that, and they'll come in and you can do a contract just for that part, but you keep half. And what a lot of indie authors do to get their books into Target and Walmart and Barnes and Noble and Books A Million, you sign away your paperback rights
To that one book.
and only
whatever they want.
Yeah. And they might redo the cover, and sometimes that's why you get the really cool special editions, because the publisher can do that. And like Corinne Michael over there, she as far as I know, those books are, that's what she's done. And some authors, that's what they've done, is they've just sold their paperback, just because, who wouldn't want to walk in Target and see your books?
Yeah, I know.
As an indie author, I can't get in Target. I can't get in the big bookstores. But if I had a publisher, they just won't look at you. But if I had a big publisher behind it, I could. So that's what hybrid is. They can come to you and say, let's look at this.
So one book is you can't do anything with if they have it, but your other books you can keep on going.
It's usually a series. Like they'll take a series. Because why would you take No One But You and not the series?
Right.
So yeah, that's what that is.
Now, every time I talk to you about your process, I learn something new. And every time.
Like what?
Hybrid.
Okay.
All right. And how important your cover art is.
Oh, covers stress me out.
You have managed to have beautiful books, but have had to go through a very stressful situation where
it hasn't been easy. I'm always guessing my covers, which is why the Orlinda Valley series, the ebooks, have once again been changed. And I'm still not sure they're correct.
Why?
I still don't know that they are to market.
Well, and everybody seems to have these ebooks. When you look at them, they've got this hunkalicious man half dressed on the cover.
Right. Mine have couples now. And I like them better.
Yeah.
These are great for paperbacks, but in the ebook world, it didn't tell them what the heat level is. But these look pretty on a shelf. Which, as book people,
and
we
you
like
can
that.
take them places,
Yes.
and not people go.
So,
she look,
but
she's reading such a sweet, pretty book.
Yes, but if you look on Amazon right now, my ebooks have different covers, and I'm okay with that.
So always look for Donna R. Madden. There's another author
called Donna Madden. That R is very important.
That R is very important.
Yeah.
You're publishing your cover art and that now is it's just exceptional on TikTok, Facebook. You'll see different ads for different things, different books.
Here's that. And the bottom one is the new book. So let's just look at the first two right now. This is No One But You and No Love Like Yours. So these are the ebooks compared to the paperbacks. Okay. And I did that just so they look more small town.
And I'm so glad that you had a creative difference with your previous.
What do you mean?
A creative difference with your previous illustrator.
Oh, yeah, because these are so much better. And I have to thank Emily Hensley with Small Fry Marketing. She is amazing to work with, and she listens to you and helps you out.
Yeah, and Donna's very picky.
Very much.
Okay.
Well, I want my books to be seen. I want them to be, and I want people to look at them and think, this is small town. I want them, I don't want people to look at my books and think this is an indie author. I want them to see that I care about my books, I care about what they look like, and I care about what's inside of them. And even the chapters, I format them myself, and the chapters are formatted that have to do with the covers. It's important to me because I know as a reader, I judge a book by the cover.
That's true.
That's true. So I want to be judged correctly, and that's why I stress it with them.
Now, I'm not sure how much we can go into, or if we're over our allotted time.
We're way over our allotted time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
I hope you've enjoyed Tuesdays with Tonia. I know that we are, our goal was to review a book, and I do have a book, one book. We've read a couple, but
yes, we're going to talk about
a new author.
She was on the podcast a few podcasts ago, Deanna K. Fields, and we read The Golden Hour, which was her debut novel or debut novella. Since then, she has 2 more out, I think.
Really?
Yes. And
I'm going to tell you that I enjoyed it. I really did.
And just so you know, this is clean small town romance. And what
it's for young adult.
No, it's an adult.
It's an adult,
but it's clean. So anyone could read it. And what clean means is that there's no cursing and there's no sex on the page anywhere, not even talked about. It's just basically kissing.
And it's beautiful. And even if you have a teen,
yes,
this is very much a sweet, romantic, story.
And you know what? It's unique.
Original.
It is very original.
Yeah.
They meet in a blind date. But
it's a blind date meeting, and it's literally
blind.
A blind date.
They have blindfolds on, and it's really unique. I like it.
I do. I wish she had wrote more about the buildup of that.
Yeah,
because I would,
I would be a nervous wreck.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was. They're really sweet, and she's what they call a curvy heroine. Mm-hmm. She's very concerned with her looks and that she's not quite perfect,
right,
in the world. Her body
that
shape.
She will never, and she bases past relationships. Blames herself.
Yes. Yes. So if you want to get to know Deanna K. Fields,
right?
We have.
I can't even hear you. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so if you want to get to know Deanna K. Fields, ignore the dogs. Go ahead and grab The Golden Hour.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And it's a Shepherd's Grove story.
Yes, that's the series she's writing in right now, Shepherd's Grove.
And so you said she has 2 more?
I think so, yeah. One more positively just came out. So, and one more is on its way. So yeah.
And she's cute. I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And for the next number, we are going to finish The Dollhouse.
Okay.
I'm on chapter 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm chapter 2.
Okay, well, it's not bad so far.
Chapter 1 was only 1 paragraph.
It was. It was. Okay. So, Tonia, this was fun.
It was.
And everybody, if you want to know more about my books, again, you can go to DonnaRmadden.com, or you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm pretty active on TikTok usually, or Instagram. Or you can go to Amazon and pre-order the Nowhere But Here, the 2 novellas that are coming up. And if you're an ebook person, all my books are in KU, and the Orlinda Valley series is in a box set on KU or on Amazon. So you can get it, either download them all at once, either on Amazon as an ebook or in KU, and just that way you don't have to go back and grab them up. So I have that going on.
Now, if you really want to have them autographed, you can
get on her page, and you'll see where she's at.
Absolutely.
Okay? And we are in several different places.
We're in Indiana
in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be in Kentucky in September. So just hop on my website, hop on socials, and you'll know where I am.
Yes.
So, thank you very much for joining us.
And we'll see you in 4 weeks.
Absolutely. Happy reading.
Bye.
Thank you for being with me on Books, Banter, and Beyond, the podcast for readers, writers, and all things bookish. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and until then, grab a good book and happy reading.